And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting adventure on Drink with Rick. I'm Rick. This is episode number 99. This is one episode away from the big episode 100, where we're going to review the 100 bottles of wine that we've reviewed the last couple of years, and it should be exciting. It should be exciting. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because we're going to concentrate on episode 99 tonight, because this should be a lot of fun. And Ed's in the chat right away. Ed's in the chat. He says, greetings, Ed. I'm glad you're here. Please stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And, of course, if you're just joining me for the first time, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show. I have some show notes. I have them right here. I don't always follow them, but I do have them. Because the show isn't about me. This show is somewhat about the wine, but this is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night with our favorite libations, whatever you want to do, or you don't have to drink anything at all. If you don't want to, just sit back, get the popcorn out. That's fine, the popcorn. I can't eat it, but you can, so get the popcorn out and just have a good time on a Saturday night, just getting together and chatting with me. Please join me in the chat. We're live on Facebook. And the Facebook page is Drink with Rick. We're live also on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Drink with Rick. And we're live on Twitch. That is Drink with Rick 1. Drink with Rick and the number 1. Also on Twitter. You can watch live on Twitter at Drink with Rick. We're doing Twitter via Periscope. And if you know of any other platforms that we can syndicate it out to it, leave me an email, rick@savoyamedia.com, and I'd be happy to look into those to see if we can expand our coverage and expand our reach, so everyone can watch Drink with Rick and be part of this show. Of course, you can also watch on the website, drinkwithrick.com. That's drinkwithrick.com. I don't have a chat going on the website right now, but I do have a comment box. If you click on the post that this live feed is on, you'll get a comments page, or you'll get a comments box, and you'll be able to put a comment into it, and I will respond in kind. In the meantime, just joining the chats everywhere. We actually have a live chat. Of course, the podcast goes out Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you go to drinkwithrick.com, click on the subscribe buttons there. You can subscribe via Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry.com, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, and also by email. If you click on the button to subscribe by email, just drop your email address in. You'll get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops into the box on a Monday night. It goes out Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, every Monday night. So you won't miss a single episode of Drink with Rick. And of course, once again, if you have any comments, questions, queries, whatever, feedback of any sort, and please be kind, you can reach me at rick@savoyamedia.com. Also, if you have a wine, if you're a winery that wants your wine reviewed, send me a wine. I will be happy to give it a fair and honest review. I'm trying to say completely fair, honest review. Okay, and so where are we now? Okay, enough with that. All right, so here's what we're going to be drinking tonight. Tonight we're going to be drinking this. This is an Andezon, or actually what's called a Domaine d'Andezon. Domaine d'Andezon. It's a French wine. It's from France. And yes, you get to hear me butcher the French language again tonight. I'll try to be better at it than I have in the past, but my French is horrible, as most of you well know. And some of your friends in France who watch the show from time to time, and who probably quit watching the show since I butchered the French language so much. I know some of them will probably sit there and go, laugh at me. But yes, I have friends from France, and I'm sure some of them are out there watching the show. I wonder if he's going to mess up this time, our language. And anyway, I don't know if they're doing that or not. Who knows? They've been nice. They've been really, really, my friends in France, my French friends, They, especially on Twitch, they've been very, very nice to me. So, so I give a shout out to all my friends in France, and including those on Twitch, all my friends on Twitch that are from France, and French-speaking Canadians. I thank you for watching, and I'll try to go easy on your ears tonight. Please be patient with me. But yeah, you can still get out the popcorn and laugh at me or with me. That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Anyway, back to the wine here. This is an Andezon, Domaine d'Andezon. It's a wine from French. It's a Cotes du Rhone. It's a Cotes du Rhone wine, and that's what we're going to drink tonight. But before I start into this, let me check the chat one more time. Let's check around and see who else is on. Oh, we've got folks on Twitch. Randy Randzinger is there. He says, I'm French. And Randy's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. Please stick around. And yeah, it's okay. You can laugh at me or with me or both. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good with it. Let's see. Is it R Hill? No. Nil 0135 says how much the bottle costs. The bottle cost. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out because I did some checking on the on this wine, and very interesting. Very interesting, this wine, as far as the cost was concerned. Let's see. I think we got. Okay, so anyway, let me get this scrolling here. And he says, drink a beer, wine is for women. No, actually, wine's for everybody. There are plenty of wines, plenty of guys that drink wine. Plenty of wines. There's plenty of wine for everybody, but there are plenty of guys that drink wine. And there are a lot of women that drink wine too. There are a lot of women that drink beer. There are a lot of, really, wine is for everybody. And wine is one of the oldest beverages out there. Goes way back to biblical times, and we don't talk about politics and religion on the show to be sure, but I will mention that it goes way back. Wine is one of the oldest nectars, alcoholic beverages around. It's been around for thousands of years, literally. It's been around, and a lot of people drink it. So. Where were we here? Okay, let's check the chat here on YouTube. Nothing going on YouTube at the moment. So let's go to the wine itself and find out what we're drinking. Once again, it's Andezon. It's a French wine. And I'm going to read the back of it here. This is an Eric Solomon European Cellars Selection. That means that's the distributor here in the United States that distributes the wine. Domaine d'Andezon, imported by European Cellars LLC, and it really doesn't say much on the bottle, actually. There's not much on there. A lot of it's on the front of the bottle, and it's in small type down the bottom of the bottle. I haven't had any yet, folks. It's a Cotes du Rhone red wine. It's a mise en bouteille à la propriété. See, I told you my French was terrible. It says non-filtré, which means, I guess, not filtered. It is a product of France, and there is 14, it's very hard to read on that bottle, but it's 14.5% alcohol by volume in this 750 milliliter bottle. So that's what we're going to open up here very shortly. So Ed, how are you doing, my good friend? I hope you've had a great week. I hope everybody's had a great week. And we've got folks... Dave the Gingerbread Killer here says, can I ask a question? Sure, go ahead. Well, what's your question? Right to it. And let's see. Dave says, will you get that tonsure what is it? Oh, okay. All right, we've got we've got some stuff. Okay, one thing that remember, folks, let's keep it clean. Okay, let's keep it clean. And Barnstars in the chat, proper Barnstars in the chat. It says, "Hey Rick and chat, happy Saturday," and happy Saturday right back at you, Barnstar. It's good to see you here. By the way, I got your message. And I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you received the prize, and I hope you're enjoying it. It looks like you're enjoying it, and I did. What was the message there about? Is it national? It was a national. It was National Squirrel Day, right? Is that what you said it was? It was National Squirrel Day, I think is what you were mentioning. I missed National Squirrel Day. And let's see, that is something that I have not tried celebrating before, National Squirrel Day. Actually, maybe we did celebrate it last year. Did we toast it last year? We may have. We may have. We have plenty of national days for tonight to toast. Sorry, if I seem a little bit distracted, it's because I'm sort of modding the chat. My mods aren't in the chat at the moment, and I'm having to mod the chat manually, so it's taking a little. Barnstar says, yeah, National Squirrel Appreciation Day. That was it. So let's get right to the, yeah, it's funny. I need my mods in the chat right now. So let's go ahead and open this bottle of wine. And I have my foil cutter here. By the way, I've got a nice little collection of foods to pair it with tonight. We got the foil open. Now we're going to, let me show this to you first before we get started. Let's show this to you. This is a nice little platter my lovely wife Chi prepared for me tonight, and we have, this is from the Q Shack in Charlotte, and this is a what is this? This is a beef brisket. This is barbecue beef brisket. This is a smoked brisket, by the way. This is a smoked beef sausage, and then we have some turkey pepperoni, and then we have some brie and cheddar. It's my wife's favorite cheddar, and of course the double cream Gouda from Trader Joe's that we've never had a miss on, and of course some crackers to clear the palate with, and that's what we're going to use to pair it with the wine tonight. I'm not sure if this is going to be the best pairing here, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to find out. So let's go ahead and open the wine, and I have my mechanical corkscrew that my lovely wife gave me for the holidays. I'm going to open this wine up here with this, and hopefully it should not be an issue. Let's, so far it's been working really well, except for tonight. Oh look, and it's not working well tonight. Look at that. And that is because this is not, let me try it again. Let me try another from another angle. I think that might have something to do with it. Alright, we're going to try it again from another angle. Boy, things are just not working out tonight, are they? Alright, let's try it again. There we go. There we go. Here comes the cork, more or less. I'll get that out later. And of course I have my trusty Veneto Wine Lovers aerator from the Veneto Wine Lovers set, which you can purchase actually from Amazon.com. If you go to drinkwithrick.com and click on the banner there, you can purchase one, and maybe you'll get a few cents, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. So we've got this in place, and of course, to hold our thousands of years old nectar. No, it's 2018, our 2018 nectar from grapes. We have this lovely crystal glass. This is a genuine Galway crystal glass given to me by my employers and by TweeRadios.com. This is actually imported from Ireland, by the way. So let's go ahead and pour a little bit in here. And just a little bit. And then we'll set it aside to let it breathe a little bit. Swirl it around a little bit to get that going. Let's swirl around, see if it has any legs. Oh, I can get a little bit of the aroma from here. Smells like a fairly decent bouquet. And while we're letting it sit for a moment or two, let's find out a little bit more about this wine. So, let's go back here. Okay, so going through the websites through the web. It's around on the web, and it actually has a fairly decent rating from Vivino.com and 3.6 rating from Vivino. People seem to like it okay. It gets some pretty good marks on some of the other websites, and wine.com has it. And it doesn't actually list the 2018 vintage. It lists the 2017, 2016, and 2013 vintages. Well, maybe this is. It's kind of hard to tell. The thing I don't like about going to wine.com is when I go to the website, it's okay at first, and then after a couple of minutes, this chatbot pops up, and you can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of it for anything. After it's been sitting up there for a few minutes, you just can't get rid of it. At least I can't. For some reason, it will not go away from me. And then you can't read half the web page. Anyway, so Wine Store has it. This is where I purchased it from Wine Store, winestore-online.com. My friends over there in the Blakeney store sold it to me. And I've seen it in the stores for some time, and it was well recommended to me in the past, but I just never got around to buying a bottle of it. But I did last week, and I thought, well, let me go ahead and try it. Getting towards the end of our second season here, let's go ahead and give it a shot. So that's what I did. And according to them, this is a Syrah. Now, it doesn't say on the bottle. That's the interesting thing. If you go and look at the bottle, and you looked at the front and the back, it's a Cotes du Rhone, but it doesn't say what the wine is. If it's a red blend of some sort, it could be a number of different wines. But according to Wine Store, this is a Syrah, or a Shiraz, however you want to say it. It's a Syrah, and I guess I'm going to go with what they say, because that's where I bought it from. And they say it's a Syrah. I guess it's a Syrah. So we'll find out. Okay, Syrah, a Syrah. Yeah, I know. That's pretty bad. So let's go ahead and take a little whiff of this wine. Yeah, right away I'm getting very earthy smelling. And it's a lot of black fruit I'm smelling in here. Right off the bat, I'm smelling some blackberry, maybe a little black cherry. I don't know. Let's give it a taste. Okay, now that first taste was very interesting. It's somewhat fruity, but it's a bit. I think it tastes a little bit. I wouldn't say it tastes a little bit leathery, but there are several. This is a very complex wine. It's very earthy. It's an earthy wine, but I'm getting a very strange mix of blackberry and black cherry and some other things in there. Maybe some raspberry. I think I want to say a mix of raspberry in there, and yeah, it's a little on the earth side, but it's kind of, I don't know, it tastes a little leathery to me. There's something else. It's got a hinge of sweetness in there. I'm trying to pick that out, what that is. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm tasting there, but it tastes like a little bit like licorice. Let me see. Yeah, I'd say there's some licorice in there. It tastes a little licorice, but there's something else. Something else I can't put my finger on. Literally, can't put my finger on it. It'll come to me. It's a familiar taste. But I can't say exactly what it is just yet, because I'm not 100% sure. But it's a familiar taste. Definitely a little leathery though, and that's not bad. That's not bad. But it does taste like it's somewhat mature, somewhat matured. I tell you what, this wine has it's supposed to be a medium-bodied wine, but it looks more full body to me. It has a very dark complexion. This is really kind of a violet, really purple. It's not red. It's more like a purplish red, and dark complexion. And it's also I want to say that it's a little bit. There's some tannin in it. It's very, very. This is a very dry wine, by the way. This is a very dry wine, but it's fairly tannic. It's fairly tannic, and I want to say that it's really bold, but it's kind of a medium bold, I guess. Still trying to pick out that taste. I know it's something I've tasted recently. I can't put my finger on that definitely stands out with the flavor of this wine. But at the moment, it'll come to me. It'll come to me in time. Right offhand, I can't really think about what it is. So let's see what else is going on in the chat at the moment. Barnstar. So Barnstar, I'm glad you're enjoying the calendar, by the way. And let's see who else we have. Anything else we got going on in the chat? And okay, kind of quiet there for right now, except for the moderation I had to do, and we're not going there. So let's check. YouTube's quiet for the most part. Folks, you drive this show. You really do. You drive the topics that we cover on the show. So please don't be afraid to jump into the chat and tell me what's going on and tell me how you're doing. I see that Pete is there, and my cousin Pete. And Pete, good to see you. And Rhonda, please stick around and jump in the chat and tell me how you're doing. I see that she's taking a look at the video, so please jump in and say hi and tell me how you are, my good friend Rhonda. So let's go ahead and do a little tasting. We're gonna taste the wine with some foods. We're gonna do some pairings here. Let me move this keyboard out of the way, and we're gonna see how it fares with all these different foods. Yeah, I guess I'm a little distracted tonight. It's been a very, very interesting week. I'll go there. I've got a couple stories. Maybe I'll tell them later on if somebody reminds me. Okay, so let's try it first with the barbecue beef brisket, and that's what I have here. And once again, this barbecue beef brisket is from the Q Shack in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte is known for its barbecue. And you know what's funny about this? I did not know this until I moved to Charlotte. And then I thought, we had barbecue in Florida. We have plenty of places for barbecue. Look, I've been up and down the East Coast. I've been out to the West Coast. I've been, I've visited a lot of different states. And, I've had barbecue from a lot of different places. And some was okay, some was not too great, some was very good. There are a couple of really good barbecue places in Central Florida, particularly in the Orlando area. There's a great barbecue there. But I had no idea until I moved up here how much North Carolinians value their barbecue, or how much they really talk up their barbecue, because apparently barbecue is a real thing. It has a reputation up here. People say North Carolina is known for its barbecue. Well, how come I didn't know that until I moved there? I know now, apparently. And there's some good barbecue places. There are some good places for barbecue here. I don't know that it's the barbecue capital of the world, but apparently that's one of the things North Carolina is known for. So we'll see. Let's give it a try. This is a little cold, and that's because it's been sitting up here for a little while before I started the show. But this is really, really good barbecue. I love this barbecue. Here I am talking with my mouth full. So, I have to chew. All right. Hey, really good with the barbecue brisket. I like it with the beef brisket. Very good. I like that. Because, and I mentioned that this wine is a little bit, well, fairly leathery and it's fairly earthy, a little bit smoky too. And because it's smoky, and the barbecue has that smoke, because this is a smoked meat, it really, the two flavors kind of blend in together, smoky and smoky. It actually works pretty well. I think it fares pretty well with this wine. I do like that. It fares pretty well with it. We're going to try, I'm going to clear the palate a little bit so we can give it a fair taste on the next item. Let me check the chat for just a moment. And the chat stop. The chat roll stop. All right. Let's try it with. Now this is something else that I really love, and this is kind of unique to this particular. Well, at least for me, it's kind of unique for the Q Shack, for this particular place, because they make a smoked beef sausage. Now a lot of the sausages are pork sausages. I can't really eat the pork. There's a lot of stuff I'm not supposed to be eating. Like I'm not supposed to be eating corn products, and I'm on this diet where I'm not supposed to be. Technically, I'm not supposed to be eating sugary stuff, but it's a weakness that I have, and I'm really fighting that. But I'm not supposed to be eating some things that are really not. You know, doctor says that I got to stay off a number of things with small seeds and things like that. But one of the things that I don't really eat is I don't really eat pork. It's a health thing. So the beef sausage is really just refreshing to go there, and I'll tell you what, it is really, really good. This is a smoked beef sausage from Q Shack. And wow, is it good? We're going to try it with this wine. Once again, that works pretty well. The smokiness with this wine, I got to do this again, folks. I'm sorry, but I have to do it again. I like this. Oh, yeah. Beef sausage and this. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. I like it. So, so the first two pairings pretty good with this wine. Clearing the palate once again with some water. And let's try it with this turkey pepperoni. I don't know. Once again, it's a little smoky, so maybe this will go well with the, if I can get, just use my fingers, why not? It should go pretty well with the wine. A little spicy too. Spicy, I don't know. But smoky, I think it should be all right. It ends with a little bit of a bitter note. And it's not necessarily bad, but it ends on a bitter note. By the way, this finish, this wine has a very interesting finish to it. It's not a really long finish, but it kind of, I want to say that what I was tasting before that I can't really pick out, it in that finish, it really kind of comes out at you really a little bit more. I'll figure it out what that is. It's something that's really familiar with me. I just can't pick it out at the moment. Anyway, so let's do another. Let's clear the palate one more time. And let's get on towards the cheeses. Now this should be interesting because with a wine that has this much this earthiness to it, I don't know that a couple of these cheeses are going to be the best fit. Although this is supposed to go good with cheese. Now going on to the wine store's website, it's supposed to go pretty well with a lot of different cheeses. So that's one of the reasons why we put a lot of cheeses on this plate. The other reason is because my wife likes to put a lot of cheese on the plate, which is fine because I love cheese. But this right here, she just purchased this brie. I think she got it from Trader Joe's. I'm going to try it with the brie. I'm not 100% sure on this brie. The brie being a softer cheese like this, I think this is really more for cheeses that are maybe a little bit sharper, a little bit smokier, like maybe a smoked Gouda or some of the other smokier cheeses. This brie would go better with some of the other wines that we've had in the past, and we've had some with it in the past. I'm not really sure about this, but we're going to give it a try. By the way, this brie is very good. Let's see. Yeah, they don't match up too well. This does not match. Yeah, there's a little sour taste at the end there that I don't really care for. Yeah, I'd say gotta fix that. In fact, I think this is one of those things where you need the crackers too, the crackers and the water. Yeah, not a good matchup. Okay, so the brie's a no-go. I don't care much for it with the brie. No. Before we go any further, let me check the chat for a minute. Kind of quiet. I'm watching. I'm keeping up with all the chats. I am, except Twitter. Nothing going on Twitter. Nobody ever watches me on Twitter, I don't think. I don't know. Somebody probably does. They just aren't saying anything. Look, if you watch me on Twitter, please, I would appreciate that you would send me an email, rick@savoymedia.com. Let me know that you watch me on Twitter. Because I put some effort into multi-streaming there too, and I just don't. Sometimes I just don't know if it's really worth it to do that, to be honest, especially anymore. So, all right, let's try it with the cheddar. This cheddar should fare a lot better. I think this cheddar should probably be a better matchup. Just guessing, but I think it will. I think it'll work better. Oh yeah, much better. I like the cheddar a lot better. The brie, not a good choice for this wine. Bries are good for some of the other wines that we had, particularly some of the white wines. But not this Syrah. Okay. Let me clear the palate one more time, and let's try it with the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. And this should be pretty good pairing. Just guessing. I think it should be good. Good is good, as always. Okay. Oh yeah. The Gouda is much better. Gouda is much better with this wine. Okay. There is, I can't. I'm still trying to figure out what the taste is in the wine. There's some other taste in there. It seems familiar to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll come to me before the end of the show. We'll see. Okay, well, I think that does it with the pairing. So I think it paired pretty well. It definitely paired well with the smoked meats. Worked well with the cheddar and the Gouda. The brie, oh, no. I'd say skip the brie. Do not have this wine with brie. Okay? I shouldn't have had this wine with brie, but it's okay. It was worth a shot. It was worth a try. For entertainment value, if nothing else. So let's go back to the chats for just a moment. And then Barnstar says, I'm still hanging out, but I'm multitasking. Well, Barnstar, how's your week, by the way? I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well. Everything's going fine. And my week was, as I'll mention a little bit later, my week was very, very interesting. Very interesting. I'll be honest. Since this pandemic started and I've been working from home, I do enjoy working from home, by the way, actually. It saved me a lot of money in commutes. all the costs of commuting back and forth. But there are times where I definitely miss being in the office and definitely miss my coworkers and everybody there, my friends, my second family there, and because they really are. I've been there for over 10 years, and they're all like family to me, and they're great people, and I do miss them. I do chat with them online, we send emails back and forth and all that kind of stuff during the workday, and I'm friends with some of them on Facebook and whatever, but still, not seeing them face to face for almost a year. It's almost been a year. It's 11 months, and it's I don't know. That's one part of it I miss, because I'm very sociable. I'm kind of a sociable guy, and I've always been sociable at work, and I'm the type of person that when I work with people, I work with my coworkers, I really want to get to know them. I want to be part of it, and that connection, that human connection, is important to me. So not being around them much is a bit of a downer. It is, but I do enjoy working from home. There are definitely some perks to working at home. There definitely are, but there's some advantages to it. But disadvantages. You just can't be at the office all the time with everyone else that you want to be with, and so it's it is what it is. Don't you hate that line? That is so overused. It is what it is, right? No, well, anyway, so where was I going with that? I don't remember. Let's have some more wine. Okay, so now it's time for the birthdays and national days, because we have some birthdays to toast. We've got a couple birthdays to toast this week, and I want to toast them now. So let me get the fireworks ready. Cue the fireworks. Here we go. And we've got some birthdays to toast. First birthday I want to toast. I toasted him last week. I did. But I want to toast him again because he is a good guy and he's such a good friend. I've always had a lot of respect for him. This is my good friend Phil, who I've worked with for many, many years at WOFL. Like I said, my WOFL family, my family too, and always will be. The Channel 35 in Orlando. Back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s. And that was a golden era for WFL, to be honest. It really was. And my good friend Phil worked in the production department there, and now he's doing teaching and stuff like that. He's teaching, and which is a noble profession, also, and on its own. And Phil, my friend, your birthday was Wednesday, the 20th. I did say happy birthday last week and during the week on your birthday, but I also want to say it again because, Phil, you're a good guy and your friend, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. Here's to my friend Phil Bond. Happy birthday. Here's to Phil. Another birthday I want to toast. His birthday's coming up on Monday. By the way, Phil's was this past Wednesday on the 20th. This next person, his birthday's coming up on Monday the 25th. And this is my good friend Mike Dell. Mike and I have known each other way back since the early days of Tech Podcast Network and Raw Voice. He actually works for Blueberry.com. He's a tech support guy there at Blueberry.com, but he's so much more than that. Very professional guy. He's also a fellow ham. As you know, my son and I both are amateur radio operators, or also known as hams. And Mike is also a ham, and he's had many podcasts. He's done a number of different podcasts. He does a couple now. Mike Dell's World. He's doing that too. But I first started listening to him way back when he was doing Geek of the North, and he's a really cool guy. And the thing is, he's one of those guys that I knew, and when I say knew him, that I knew from way back when I first started podcasting and listening to other people's podcasts and being part of the podcast networks and things like that. And but I never actually met him in person. He's something that I talked to from time to time, or got to know online. But he was not somebody that I knew in person until I met him. The first time I met him was at Podfest a few years back. And at Podfest, I was really excited about meeting him there because he was one of those people that I always wanted to meet, that I'd known for years and years, but I'd always wanted to meet him face to face. And I finally got to meet him face to face, and it was a great experience. Really cool guy in person, just like he is online. And Mike, very knowledgeable person, easy to talk to, fun guy to be around. And Mike, here's to you. I want to say happy birthday to my good friend Mike Dell. His birthday's coming up Monday the 25th. Here's to you. Happy birthday. And may you have many, many, many more. Mike Dell. And I'm going to toast him again. To Mike, happy birthday. To Mike Dell. And by the way, he works for Blueberry.com, and if you're a podcaster or looking to get into podcasting, Blueberry does hosting, podcast hosting, and he will set you up. Give him a call. He will set you up and make sure you're good to go for getting your podcast together. He's very knowledgeable. He knows his stuff, and he'll get you going. He will. So I have another friend who has a birthday coming up this coming Friday, it's still Saturday, so it's actually next Friday, right? How does this work? I don't know. Next Friday, okay, the 29th, we'll say that. Now I'm going to toast her again on next week, but I want to toast her now because, just because I can, and she's a good friend. And this is to my good friend Christina, who is the wife of my very close friend Jim. Jim and I pretty much grew up together. We're pretty much like, I think of him more as a brother than just a friend. He's really more like a brother to me. He's always been a very close friend. Jim, a really cool guy and a very funny guy. But and he's one of those guys, you ever have one of those friends that you know each other so well that you can kind of almost finish each other's sentences? You kind of know what each one of you is thinking, and you can kind of finish each other's sentences. That's what Jim is. That's what Jim is to me. So Christina, I remember when Christina and Jim got married. I was there when they got married, and they have two beautiful kids, and their kids have been lifelong friends with my kids. They've all known each other since birth, and they've been lifelong friends. And I just, it's more like family. It's more like family. So Christina's birthday's coming up on the 29th on a Friday, and I want to say, Christina, happy birthday to you. Here's to you, and may you have many, 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 many more. And I'll toast you again because I can. Just to Christina. Happy birthday. As to Christina Chamberlain, wife of my good friend Jim. I think that's got it for the birthdays. That's got it for the birthdays tonight. And I think we can go right into toasting national days if you want to join me in that. Barnstar says, let's check this out. Check out the chat. Barnstar says, the week's been great. Thanks for asking. I'm expecting another round of snowstorms here, so feeling a bit anxious right now. Really? Another round of snowstorms already? Now, I know of a couple of storms that have been going through, but we've been missing a lot of that here. We got a little bit of a touch of it, but me in South Charlotte didn't really see much. We didn't see any snow, actually. They got it up in the mountains, in the foothills, and up in North Charlotte they got some, but nothing here. Just rain. But you guys been getting hit, right? There was a nor'easter that came through earlier. There were a couple of storms, and now you've got another round of snowstorms coming up. Wow. You know, we want to sneeze. We want to see snow here. We do. We want to see snow, but we don't really want big drifts and huge storms and ice storms and things that are devastating like that. So I don't envy you there at all. I hope you're okay. Hey, stock up, be ready, just be prepared, and a little anxious. I can understand that. I can understand that. Trust me, I know, because I've been there myself, not so much in snowstorms, but really more in terms of hurricanes, tornadoes, things like that. In Florida, which they call the lightning capital of the world. Well, in Florida, we call it the lightning capital of the world. It seems like every state you go to where they have a lot of lightning, they call it the lightning capital of the world. But I think Central Florida, having lived there most of my life, I can safely say I'd say it's pretty much the lightning capital of the world. And the hurricanes we get there, tornadoes we've had, a lot of weather-related stuff, being, you know, ocean on three quarters, kind of ocean all around you, kind of like, and all that humidity, and the heat. It's you know, it's a perfect concoction for all kinds of nasty weather events. It really is. It is. So I feel your pain. So just, you know, just do your best. Do your best to be prepared. Barnstar says, oh, and I watched some of your two-wave radio videos on YouTube. It's cool to see that other side of you away from the wine stream. Well, thank you, Barnstar. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. He says, Barnstar, well, earlier in the week, there was supposed to be 2 days of storms, but 3 more snow days should be on the way. Wow, that's a long time to be indoors. You know, stuck indoors in snowstorms, and you have to worry about the power going out, and of course the power goes out, you have to worry about the heat going out and all that kind of thing. It's so yeah, I can certainly understand there's a lot to be anxious about. And of course, if you can't go out to get food and things like that, it's you know, if you can't drive around too much, yeah, there's a lot to be concerned about. I can understand that, but I hope you're going to be okay. I hope everybody's all right. I hope that you get through that very quickly, and it's not going to be too bad. Here, I don't know that we're expecting really any inclement weather. It was actually pretty nice during the week this week, and you know, I don't mean to be boasting about that, but tonight's going to be cold. Tonight's supposed to be down to 29. We actually have the fireplace going downstairs, and we did that in anticipation of it being a very cold night. But Barnstar says, all is well for now, but fingers crossed. Well, my fingers crossed for you there. Hope everything goes well for you, Barnstar. So and stay safe, my friend. Rhonda's in the chat, of course, and Rhonda says, happy birthday, Phil Bond, and right back at you. You know what, Rhonda, since you're there, can I have to do this. And I know I've toasted her birthdays on episodes past, okay? But I do want to give a toast to my friend Rhonda. Rhonda, who's a really sweet lady, and who I've known for also, I worked with Rhonda. Phil and I both worked with Rhonda. We're all old friends. We worked together at WFL at Channel 35 back in the day. They're all family to me. And Rhonda also family to me. And she worked in promotion and production, or excuse me, promotion and programming department under my good friend Chris Wolf, who I've mentioned many times and toasted many times in the past. Told you a lot of the stories in the past about working with Chris and just what great opportunities he gave us all. But Rhonda, I want to give you a toast, Rhonda, just for being Rhonda, because you're cool. Come on, let's face it, Rhonda is cool. So here's to you, Rhonda, my good friend Rhonda. Since I'm in a toasting mood tonight, I just want to toast my friend Rhonda Poe. And David's in the chat. My good friend David Bennett. David's in the chat, and he says hello, and right back at you, David. Hey, I'm going to toast you too. Why not? I can toast David too. A good friend David and fellow podcaster David Bennett, here's to you. I'm glad you're here, Dave. Please stick around. Stick around. We got some national days to toast. Hope you'll toast with me. Now look, if you don't drink wine, if you don't drink beer, if you don't drink any alcoholic beverages, it's okay. Now, Rhonda, I know you do. Come on, we all do, right? WFL. But if you don't, it's still cool. It's still okay. This is Drink with Rick. It's not drink wine with Rick. It's not drink beer with Rick. It's not drink tequila with Rick. Drink whatever you want with Rick. As long as we're doing it together. As long as we're having a good time. Drink water if you want. It's fine. Drink a soda. Drink some Kool-Aid. Well, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Drink, whatever you have, whatever you want to drink, but stay hydrated. Don't stay thirsty, my friend. Drink something, but drink it with me. And join in. Because we're having a good time. And please, join in the chat. Tell me how you're doing. Roddy, tell me how you're doing. I want to know how you're doing. I keep up with what you're doing, and I know you're staying active. Trust me, you're staying a lot more active than I am these days, kind of cooped up. And I'm in my office studio here, and I'm here pretty much all the time. I don't go out too much these days, but hopefully we'll get through this pandemic thing. We'll all be able to step outside and do whatever it is we want to do, right? But David, tell me how you're doing, how your week's going. It's good to see you here. I'm glad to see you. I was going to mention that the national days. Let's go talk. Okay, everybody to get together. We're going to toast the national days, right? Because I'm getting off track, and that's what we do. This is a stream of consciousness show, and that's what we do. I don't follow these show notes verbatim all the time. May not follow them all at all after this. Let's see. National days. Let me pull up my national days. And these are coming from nationaldaycalendar.com. As you know, I have a friend whose name is Marlo Anderson. He is the CEO of nationaldaycalendar.com, and he is one of those, he curates and pulls up all the national days. He has a calendar. Let me see if I have one of the calendars here. Barnstar, I sent you a calendar because you won in the contest we had a couple weeks ago. Where's my calendar? Here it is. Here we go. NationalDayCalendar.com. I'm going to give it, by the way, we have, just for everyone to know, we had the 100th episode. This is the 99th episode of Drink with Rick. Our 100th episode is coming up next Saturday night. Please, I hope everyone will be here for that. Please, everyone be here for the 100th episode. I'm going to give away a National Day calendar. This one, as a matter of fact. I'm going to give these away. I'm going to give away a dad joke book. I'm going to give away a few things. I have a few things to give away to celebrate our 100 episodes of Drink with Rick. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Please jump in the chats, and it's participation based. So winning a prize depends on your participation. So get in, don't be shy, jump in and talk to me in the chat. And we're going to give some prizes away next week. We're going to give away a few books. We're going to give away the calendar. We'll give away some other stuff. We've got some swag, things like that. So please join me next week, same time, same bat channel, for the 100th episode of Drink with Rick. I'm getting the plug-in now, so I don't have to do it later at the end of the show, which I probably will do anyway. So it will be an exciting time. 100, yes, 100 bottles. Actually, that's more than 100 bottles. But 100 bottles of wine on the wall, and I'm not going to sing it. I promise. I won't sing it, okay? But we will have a good time. Okay, so National Days. Today is January 23rd for about another hour or so. Today is National Handwriting Day. And I'll tell you why I'm laughing, okay? I'm laughing right off the bat. I'll tell you why I'm laughing, because National Handwriting Day, yes, this is to promote good handwriting, right? Apparently, National Handwriting Day. And I'm laughing because my handwriting is atrocious. It is really atrocious. And those of you who have participated in contests and various activities that we've had on the wine stream in the past and who have won prizes in the past, yes, I send out notes with the prizes, send out little handwritten notes, And I am actually surprised and very impressed that you can actually read my notes. Because, yes, they are handwritten notes. And I'm very, because I get feedback from everyone saying, hey, thanks for this, and thanks for this gift, and thanks for the prize, and all that. And thanks for the notes. You know, I really like the notes. I'm really impressed that you could actually read that because my handwriting is awful. It's just plain awful. But National Handwriting Day. Here's a National Handwriting Day. I wish mine was better. Maybe with a lot of practice it could be. But I'm, you know, I'm an old dog that it's harder to learn new tricks. So I don't know that it's going to get any better at any point. David says, thanks for the toast, and you're welcome. You're quite welcome, David. You're quite welcome. I'm glad you're here. He says, things are going well, getting back in the swing of things, and I'm glad to hear that. I hope the family's doing fine, too. And you know what, David? I know we've got the Global Podfest Summit coming up, the next one. I guess we're not really doing Podfest in person this year in March, unless things change all of a sudden. But I'm going to miss you there, my friend. But hopefully in 2022 we can do it. Now, I plan to be at the Podfest Global Summit this year, so maybe I'll see you there online. But probably not in person until 2022, I suppose, or whenever Chris puts, gets that organized for that. I don't know what the plans are just yet, but hopefully we'll see everybody there soon. And Bison Gaming's in the chat, and he says hello. And Bison Gaming, is great to see you. Bison Gaming says, and this is on Twitch, he says they say people who have bad handwriting are smart because they are thinking stuff up faster than they can write it down. I was very flattered hearing that because my handwriting is also unrecognizable. Smart? Is it smart and smart? Is that like a combination of two different words there, smart and smart? You know, actually, that's probably something to that. People who, because that's what I do, is I write stuff down very, very sloppily because I'm thinking ahead. I'm still thinking ahead 2 thoughts from what I'm writing down. I don't know if that makes me smart or if it just makes me disorganized or lazy. But I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. If you say it's smart, I'll go with that. Based on Gaming says, I got the book and coaster and all that. It was funny to see a package addressed to Beast on Gaming. I may have forgotten to include a name. Yes, you did. You did. I didn't have a name to go on, but you just said Beast on Gaming, so that's who I sent it to. I sent it to Beast on Gaming. Yeah, I really prefer proper names on all that, and it's okay. It's safe with me. Your real name on your handle is safe with me. Okay, I don't spread it around too much. If you're concerned about, look, if anybody is concerned, who wins prizes on the show and things like that, is concerned about security and about IDs and stuff like that, don't be, because I am very, very sensitive to that, and I take that sort of thing very seriously. So I take care of my I take care of my tribe here. I take care of everybody here. I don't like to use the word tribe. It just seems so, I don't know, tribal. But I take care. I know that's the word everybody uses. But look, I take care of my friends. Okay, I don't do stuff that you can trust me with that. Okay. So if you want to use your real name, use your real name. It's okay with me. If you just want to use your handle, that's okay too. I understand, but I really prefer a real name when you're sending something to somebody, because they won't know. The post person probably won't know who Beast on Gaming is, and they'll say, "Oh, maybe it goes next door." And trust me, if it's anything, I shouldn't say anything. If it's anyone like the lady who delivers our mail, they won't know where that thing's supposed to go. They won't. We have a mail lady here who she's been working the route for over a year, and she still doesn't know who's who. And this lady will take like 3 trips around the neighborhood, and she'll get things in mailboxes, and she'll go back and take a second trip to swap things back out because she put stuff in the wrong mailbox, and then she'll come back like late in the evening and go around and swap stuff out again because she still got stuff wrong. And I'm not doing this. I'm not saying this to make fun of her. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of sad to watch sometimes because I look out my window and watch her coming around for the 3rd or 4th time, pulling something out of our mailbox and then putting back in the neighbor's mailbox, or vice versa after she's put it in the wrong box. But you got to give her credit. At least she comes back. I mean, some of these people, they never come back. They just shove stuff in the box and then drive on, and who cares? But at least in her defense, she at least makes the effort to come by and make things right. So that's okay. You know, that's cool. I can't fault her for that. I really can't. But it's still interesting to watch. Beast on Gaming says, I'm not too concerned about you having my name. I just forgot. It's as simple as that. It's okay. It's good. It's all good. But as long as you got it. The important thing is that you got it, right? You got it. So I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy, really, because sometimes I worry if some of of the stuff I send out to everybody doesn't get there in time. So, where were we? We were on National Days, weren't we? Let's toast National Days. We were back to the National Days. Remember, this is an open chat, folks, so we'll get off on tangents. That's what we do here. That's the name of the game. That's what it's all about. It's just getting in the chat and talking back and forth. So, January 23rd, National Handwriting Day. We did drink to that. National Pie Day. National Pie Day. Did you know that today is National Pie Day? And today of all days, my wife did not bake a pie. My wife, as you know, most of you who watch the stream regularly, you know that she is always baking things, always cooking things. She provides a lot of food for us, and she's a wonderful cook. I've been telling her, she's got to write all this stuff down in a cookbook, her wonderful recipes, and some things that she's perfected over the years, like her apple pie, she's perfected over the years. Blueberry pie, oh my goodness. She makes a blueberry pie that's just amazing. It is. And whether you like blueberries or not, even if you don't like blueberries, once you have a slice of her blueberry pie, you'll come around. He'll turn you around, trust me. It's good. And she bakes pumpkin pies and apple pies, and she's just amazing in that respect. She makes a lot of really good things. But bless her heart. Bless her heart. My wife, where was I going with this? Okay, she bakes pies just about any day of the week, and this is the one day of the week where she did not bake a pie. National Pie Day. But it's okay. I don't think she knew. But it's okay. National Pie Day. I'll drink to that. January 24th, that's tomorrow. Well, in about an hour, or less than an hour, in 53 minutes, it'll be January 24th, 2021. Who was it that was here earlier asking me about drinking beer? Okay, somebody asked me about drinking beer. Who was it? Dave the Gingerbread Killer. I think he's the one that asked me about beer, right? Okay. Yes, I do like beer. My son drinks beer. We've had it together here on the wine stream in the past. His first time trying a beer, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's fun to watch. Go back and check it out. We did a two-parter. We did the one where he tried wine for the first time on his 21st birthday, right here on the wine stream. And then the next night we did one where we laid out 3 beers, and he tried 3 beers. He does prefer the beer over the wine, by the way, just to let you know. As a follow-up, he does, and he had one last night with the barbecue. As a matter of fact, it was a chocolate stout. from Trader Joe's. He likes that. Anyway, so where was it going? Oh, yeah. So January 24th is Beer Can Appreciation Day. That's where I was going with this. Beer Can Appreciation Day. Do you appreciate beer cans? I haven't given them much thought, but you know what? I've got a couple of beer cans right. Where is it? It's over here. It's in the back. I got a couple of beer cans right there. Those are actually the beer cans from the beers that my son Tommy tried out on the show on his 21st birthday, or the day after. And I did save those beers. But did you know that a lot of people collect beer cans? Now, there are people that collect wine bottles. A lot of folks collect wine bottles. It is a thing. Collecting wine bottles is a thing. As a matter of fact, there are people that have wine bottles that go way back that are actually valuable, that actually have some value. So there are people that collect wine bottles, and they trade them with their friends, and they sell them, and they do have some real value over time. I have a couple down here that I'm saving for posterity. But really, there is it's a thing. You know, you know what, people collect anything. There's people that collect everything. I mean, and I'm not going to go into the gross stuff, but there are people that collect just about anything. Wine bottles are one. Beer cans are another. So, and Beer Can Appreciation Day, there are people that collect beer cans. And some of the beer cans can be actually more valuable than some of the wine bottles, classic wine bottles. I think, I'm not sure exactly what, but I did look up once about Billy Beer. You remember Billy Beer? President, yeah, that president. His brother Billy, and they made, for a short period of time, they made a beer. It was kind of, I guess it was kind of for a joke and also for promotion, novelty purposes. Then it was called Billy Beer. And the Billy Beer came in a Billy Beer can. You know that is worth some money now? You have a can of Billy Beer. And if it's an unopened can, I think it's still worth a lot more money, because it was a very, very, it was a niche product. There weren't that many of them made. It was a limited edition, I guess you should say. So, yeah, I'm talking about Billy Carter. President Jimmy Carter's brother, Billy Carter, Billy Beer. And beer has some value now. Some real value. So yeah, it's some beer cans. The people that collect beer cans. There are people that collect beer tabs, but I'm not going that far. But beer cans. And that's there's some value to some of that. So National Beer Can Appreciation Day. I'll drink to that. January 24th is also National Compliment Day. And I think this is a very important day to toast, because National Compliment Day, I think if we did more complimenting and less trolling, I think this world would be a better place. And particularly online, and particularly on, yes, I'm talking about you on YouTube. Yes, the trolls on YouTube. It would be a much, much nicer place. Compliment Day, National Compliment Day. You know, as my mom used to say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Well, she didn't say it in that voice. She had a much better voice than that. But you know what I mean. So, National Compliment Day. I'll drink to that. Let's all compliment each other more. Okay, I think that's very, very important that we should do that. What else we have for national days? We have National Peanut Butter Day. Peanut butter. Who likes peanut butter? You like peanut butter? I love peanut butter. And I love chocolate. And they are two great tastes that go great together. You know where I was going with that. Okay, yes, I have a weakness for Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And this is not a product endorsement, okay? I'm not being paid. It's not a product endorsement. It's just, I like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And you know what else I like? I like the Reese's Pieces. Oh, yes. Reese's Pieces. And I'm not supposed to be eating either of them, but every once in a while I'll get to sneak a couple in. And it's a good day for Rick. Yeah, I like Reese's peanut butter cups. I do. Okay, here's a National Peanut Butter Day. I'll drink to that. January 25th, which is Monday, is National Florida Day. National Florida Day. That's another thing I love next to peanut butter cups is yes, I do love Florida. I was born in Florida. I was pretty much raised in Florida. And yes, I have lived in North Carolina for a total of 20 years of my life. But I don't really consider North Carolina my home. I really consider Florida my home. I always will consider Florida my home. I do miss, there are some things about Florida I don't miss, and we've talked about this before, but there are some things about Florida that I do miss. And Florida will always be in my heart. Florida will always be my home. Now, yes, we're here in North Carolina, and yes, we'll probably stay here in North Carolina. I don't know, unless something else comes along, who knows. But I don't have an issue with that. I really don't. I mean, we're in a good place. We are in a good place in North Carolina. And I'm happy to be here. I'm thankful to be here, and I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy to still be here. You know what I mean? On this earth. I'm very thankful for that. Every morning I get up, and I'm thankful that I'm here. You know, it's to wake up and not wake up dead. You know, especially at my age, I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful for being here in where we are. We're in a good place, and I want to stay in a good place. Who doesn't want to stay in a good place? Of course, we want to stay in a good place, and it's okay with me. I'm okay with that, but I will always consider Florida my home. I do. So here's the National Florida Day. National Irish Coffee Day is also on Monday. Who doesn't like a good Irish coffee? You know what I thought about doing? I thought about doing this before for tonight, was maybe actually making an Irish coffee here, because you know how to make an Irish coffee. There's a little bit to it, and it does take some skill. It does take some skill to make a perfect Irish coffee. And I have to say, I have not perfected that skill. Not in the slightest, okay? I've never made had Irish coffee, but I've never made I think I've had an Irish coffee. Yeah, I've had a lot of different beverages, but I've never made an Irish coffee. So it would be fun. I'm not going to do it tonight, but it'd be kind of fun to make an Irish coffee right here live on the live stream. That would be kind of fun to do. Maybe one of these days we'll do it. Maybe in the third season. Maybe in year 3. National Irish Coffee Day. National Opposite Day. It's also Monday. Is also National Opposite Day. National Opposite Day. I'll drink to that. Oh wait. Drink to that. See what I did there? Okay. No, it was dumb. It was really dumb. Never mind. Okay, if you're listening to the podcast later, I put the glass down instead of drinking the wine because it was National Opposite Day. And yeah, okay. Okay, I told you it was dumb. Okay? January 25th is also National Bubble Wrap Day. That's the last Monday of January is National Bubble Wrap Day. Come on, folks. You got to admit it. You know what I'm thinking. You're thinking it too. Bubble Wrap Day. National Bubble Wrap Day. What does that mean? Who doesn't love bubble wrap? Who here has not ever grabbed a piece of bubble wrap? You know what I'm talking about. I did a lot of that. When I worked in TV, I did work in the shipping department for a while. And Rhonda, you know this. And I used to get a lot of bubble wrap with a lot of films and videos that would come in. And yes, I would spend some time. I wasn't the only one now. I wasn't the only one that would do that. Other people would come in and do it. other people in other departments would walk into the shipping department at the TV station and grab some bubble wrap, and they would pop bubble wrap. I can attest to that, okay? Because I do it too. And yes, working at, I work with Bite to Wear Radios, working where I work now, even, there have been many days when people would walk out into the shipping department, into shipping and receiving, and there would be bubble wrap on the floor, and we would say, hey, let's pop some bubble wrap. Yeah, you know where I was going with this, right? Come on, who hasn't done that? It's of all the juvenile things to do, obviously juvenile things to do, who hasn't done it and just had fun with it? It's fun, right? It's stupid, but it's fun. It's popping bubble wrap. Yes, it is. It's dumb and it's pointless, but it's fun. Come on. So here's the National Bubble Wrap Day. Okay. Yes, I've gone out there many times and accidentally, and okay. So our shipping guy, Jason, out there, I might give a shout out to Jason if he's watching anywhere, but Jason, sometimes the bubble wrap would be on the floor. And I have on several occasions, this is a funny story actually, stupid story, it's a funny story. On several occasions, I've walked out into the warehouse for various reasons, right, different things that I was doing. And I would walk out in the warehouse and the bubble wrap would be on the floor and I actually would not see it. I did not see the bubble wrap on the floor, and I would actually accidentally step on it, and this was not the little tiny bubble wrap, the little tiny ones, but these were the big ones, the big bubble wrap sheets, and they'd be laying on the floor, and I'd back up and accidentally step on it and pop a whole bunch of them all at once, stepping back on it. Of course, I'm heavy enough, I can pop a whole bunch, and it would just I just instinctively jumped because I was not expecting to do that. I was not expecting the noise. And we're in the warehouse, and it's a very large place, and the sound resonates everywhere. So when you step back on pop the bubble wrap, it's like almost like gunshots going off. It's like boom, 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 boom. And I would step back and it would freak me out. It would just jump. And it's funny the first time, and Jason would laugh at me, and Megan, if you're watching, she'd laugh, and if she was out there. But the funny thing is, one time I went out there, or a few times I went out there, this happened a few times, I would go out there and I would be doing some stuff out in the warehouse, and I'd actually step back and step on the bubble wrap, and I would pop it, and it would like make me jump. And everybody was saying, that's funny. And then about 2 minutes later, I'd be aware of the bubble wrap on the floor behind me. I'd be aware of it, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not doing that again. That's dumb. Well, I'd turn around on my way out. I completely forget that there's another piece of bubble wrap there, and I'd step on that, and boom, 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 I'd do it again the second time, right? So the first time, okay, the first time is an accident. Okay, the second time I step on it, it's like, okay, that's just dumb. Because I should have been watching for that. I wasn't paying attention. So that's a bubble wrap story. I had no idea that we were regressing to stories about bubble wrap. This is where this 99 episodes, and this is what we've come down to, is I'm regaling you with stories about bubble wrap. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Pretty sad. Barnstar says, sounds like you're planning on branching out for episodes 100 to 200. Well, maybe, yeah, we're working on that. Brew 243 is in the chat. It's good to see you, Brew 243. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a toast too. Here's to Brew 243. Brew 243 says, hey Rick, late to join. Hope you're doing well. Well, I am doing well. I'm doing even better now that I'm about halfway down into this bottle, to the chagrin of my wife. But Brew 243, yes, I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. How are you doing? How are you doing? How's your week? Um, love and love. Oh wow. Love and love on Twitch is here in the chat. It says, "Hey, thanks for being you." Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for being you, and thanks for being here. Thanks for being here in the chat. And yeah, I'm looking down here because the chat is on the screen, so forgive me for that. But yes, I'm looking right at you now. Love of love in love. I'd like to know the origin of that. That's a pretty interesting. That's a pretty interesting handle. I'd like to know the origin of that. What's the origin? I bet there's a good story behind that. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Not meaning to pry, but just getting involved. That's all. That's what this is all about. So Ed, David, Rhonda, everybody's quiet over there on Facebook. Yes, we have, okay, for those who are just joining us, this is a multi-stream. We have 4 chats going. We have a chat on Facebook going. We have a chat on Twitch. We have a chat on YouTube. We have one on Twitter as well. And that's I'm kind of multi-checking all these chats just to know, just so you know where everything's going. So if you don't see people in your chat, you don't know who I'm talking to in your chat, it's not the wine, well, it might be a little bit of the wine talking now, but it's not so much the wine talking, it's the fact that I'm multi-streaming and that I'm engaging with everyone in 4 different chats. So that just to let you know, to avoid any confusion, if you're joining me for the first time, that's what's happening here. Okay, it's not just a Twitch event, it's not just a Facebook event, it's not just a YouTube event. It's all of those and more. It's all of those and more. So what I'm trying to do here is with the wine, because wine, it brings people together. I am a firm believer in that. That's why we don't talk about politics. That's why we don't talk about religion. That's why we don't talk about sensitive subjects like that here. The goal here is to bring people together. We have enough trouble in this world that tears people apart. And it really troubles my heart. It does. I mean, it bothers me that we have so much. And I understand. I'm not. I'm not an idiot in any degree. I'm not a happy idiot where I just walk around looking through rose-colored glasses at life. Not by any stretch of the word. I understand that there's a lot of trouble in this world. And I understand a lot more than some people might think. I keep up with current events. I keep up with things that are not just going on in this country, but that are going on worldwide, that most people in this country are not even aware of that goes on. I keep up with a lot of that stuff, and it's very disconcerting. It can be very depressing. It can be, it's not good. A lot of evil in the world, a lot of bad stuff in this world. But what I'm doing here is I'm saying, I'm not running away from the problems of the world. I'm not ignoring the problems of the world. I'm not shutting them out. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a little bit of a place where we can go, where maybe we can kind of, I don't know if I want to say escapism's too much, but just get a rest, get a break from that. Get a break from all that stuff in the world and just if we can just spend an hour or 2 a week just finding some time where we can just kind of take a break from all that, rest our minds, rest our hearts, and just get together and just be human. Just be real human and just work, play together a little bit. I think that is a good thing because I think mentally, if for no other reason, I think mentally, psychologically, we need that. We need that break. We do. And without that break, I think it's going to break a lot of people. It's going to break a lot of us mentally, psychologically, and everything. And I don't mean to get super serious here, but people ask me, well, why are you doing this? Well, first of all, I do it for fun. I also do it. I do it for a lot of different reasons. I do it for fun. I do it because I'm learning about things. I've been a podcaster for 14 years, and I'm learning more and more things about the streaming and things like that. And it was a learning process for me. I'm still learning, but it's not just that. It's deeper. It's a lot deeper than that. For me, it's a way to connect with my family and friends and make new friends, and just connect with the world in a different way, in a way that maybe we can sort of talk together, speak together, and speak with each other instead of yelling at each other, instead of people hating each other, instead of just kind of find a common ground, find something that we can all get together with. And you know what that common ground is? For the most part, I have found that wine is a common ground. Wine is a common ground. It is something, and it has been stated, not by me, but by others, that wine does bring people together. It is a unifier. It's a unifier. And I don't expect everybody to agree on everything. I understand. Everyone has different ideologies. They have different beliefs. They have different phobias. They have different moralities. They have all this stuff. I understand that. I'm not going into this with any sort of naivety. I'm not naive about it. What I am doing is I'm just trying to find a common place, a place where there's just a spot where we can all just kind of get together and take a break from all that stuff in the world and just breathe a little bit. Just breathe and just have a little time to decompress. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I really do hope it does. And I'm not saying that I'm the one to make that happen. It's just that I can stand here and watch everything happen around the world that happens, or I can maybe try to do something to make things a little bit better. And if I can, at least just for an hour or two a week, do something to make things better for some people. I mean, the whole world isn't watching me. I understand. The whole world is, I'm just one little guy. I'm a nobody. I'm just doing my thing. But if I can get together a few other people and just maybe pull a few people out of that matrix somewhat for a while and just give other people a chance to breathe a little bit, maybe it's a few, maybe it's a lot, I don't know. Maybe if a few people can do that with me, maybe I don't know if it'll make a difference at all, really. But if it'll help a few people to make it, then I think that's a good thing. Don't you? I think it is. So, David says, Ed says 99 bottles from wine on the wall, 99 bottles from wine. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to, you're trying to get me to sing it. I'm not going to sing it, Ed. I love you, buddy. I really love you, but no, I'm not going to sing it. I know you're trying to get me there. Let's see. Who else do I have? Love on Love and Love says platonic love. So that's what it is, platonic love. I'm all for that. Platonic love. To love one another. CM Cinder's in the chat. Great to see you, CM Cinder. Thanks for being in the chat. I wish you were here at the very beginning because I had some mod stuff that had to be done, but I wound up having to do that myself. It's good. I'm glad you're here. Better late than never. He says, hope I'm not too late. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. So Love on Love and Love says, thanks for holding this break from stress. And well, look, I'm thankful that you're here, being part of it. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. And C.M. Sanders says, you're not too short or you're not too little in the literal sense. Oh, you're not short, so you're not little in the literal sense. Aha. Okay, gotcha. So I think that's got it for the National Days, isn't it? I think we covered everything for the National Days. National Bubble Wrap Day, last Monday of January. Yes, we did cover that. You know, one thing I was going to share with you is that my wife and I, she's not a big fan of this, and she and I watch TV together, and we have our favorite shows, but I'll have a tendency to leave the TV on at night sometimes, and she's gotten to the habit of doing it too, even though that she wasn't crazy about it, but she's gotten kind of, because I'm there, she's gotten in the habit of it too. Fall asleep in front of the TV, and then one of us will get up in the middle of the night and turn it off, maybe, or maybe in the morning turn it off. But she does wonder why I like to do that. I like to go to bed with the radio on or with the TV on. I like to have, it helps me sleep at night. It does. It helps take my mind off of things because my mind tends to race at night. And it's a time when I don't really sleep well at night, to be honest. I sleep better during the daytime than at night. But I'm working during the day, so I can't sleep during the day. But I have to say, I just put it succinctly, that going to bed with the radio or the TV on gives me sound sleep. And okay, yeah, bad joke. But it does. It actually helps me sleep a little bit better. It takes my mind, and I think this started when I was a kid. I can tell you when this started. It goes back to when I was very young. It goes back to when I was, and I used to do this ever since I was a kid. I used to listen. I had a radio. My parents gave me a AM FM. Actually, it was an AM radio, I think, at the time. Alarm clock radio, so I wouldn't be late for school. But it would have like a 1 hour. At the time, these old radios back in the day, it was a tube radio, if you can believe that. But I used to keep it on the headboard on my bed. I had a headboard on my bed, yeah, and I used to keep it on my bed. This was when I was a kid, back when we had headboards. And, with little areas there where you can put books and things like that, lights and radios. And I used to keep the radio on at night, much to the chagrin and annoyance of my brother, my younger brother, who I shared a room with. I would have the radio on, and I'd try to keep it on low so it wouldn't bother him too much. But it would help me get to sleep at night. And this actually started when I was young, when I was about 7 or 8 years, I was about 8 years old, maybe 9. And I got, I think I'd gotten the mumps. Chickenpox or the mumps, or one of those childhood diseases. And I was moved into another room, a separate bedroom from my brothers, because at one point I was sleeping with all my brothers in one room, but I was moved into a separate bedroom because I was sick and my mother didn't want me infecting everybody else in the house. So, and I was pretty miserable because I was by myself and I was pretty sick and I was not feeling very well at all. So she set a radio up. She put a little alarm clock radio, a spare one that they had in the room next to me to kind of keep me company because I was pretty miserable. And the alarm clock radio, the radio would set the radio to listen to music or something during the day and would help me sleep because I was so miserable that my mind was constantly on how terrible I felt. So putting the music on or putting something on the radio on, maybe somebody talking or something, took my mind off of that. And so when I was listening to the radio, it would take my mind off of how bad I felt and would help me sleep. It will lull me to sleep. And that was during the daytime, during the day. So after I got over being sick, I sort of got into that habit. Where if I couldn't sleep well at night, I would turn on the radio, and it would help lull me to sleep. And later on, when I was on my own, and I had a little portable TV that my brother sent me from Japan, sometimes I'd turn that TV on and have a late night show, a talk show going or something to lull me to sleep, because it was reassuring. It was reassuring, and it would help me sleep. And nowadays, now that I've gotten older, there was a period of time where I didn't rely on that anymore. It wasn't a crutch for a long time. But over the last couple of years, it's gotten to the point where I just can't sleep well at night because my mind's racing so much and I have so many other things on my mind that just having the TV on or the radio on, very, very low, so you can barely hear it, helps lull me to sleep. And that's what I do. That's how I do that. That's how I get to sleep at night. So there's a little inside information on me. My life is an open book, you know. I mean, everybody's learned so much more about me than they probably care to. Anyway, so it's almost time to close this up. There are a couple of things that I wanted to cover. There is something I did want to touch that who was it? Barnstar mentioned it earlier. And Barnstar said, he said that I watched some of your two-way radio videos on YouTube. It's cool to see that other side of you away from the wine stream. Yeah, for those who are really not sure what he's talking about, don't know what he's talking about, I work for BuyTwoWayRadios.com. That's my day job. And yes, I spend my days right here in the studio at my computer over here doing my day job. Part of my day job is doing podcasts and videos and writing content for the company. I do a couple blogs, and I manage all the products. I have a whole bunch of radios here that I go over and I research and do a lot of technical stuff related to them. I write a lot of technical information on them. I have actually written manuals, user manuals on a couple of these radios. That's one of the things I do. Written manuals on it. So I have to test them out, and I have to. My wife came in the other day. She walked in the studio and she saw all these radios sitting there, about 7 or 8 of them, on a table. I think there are actually about 9 there right now. And she says, "Wow, you've got a lot of radios here." I said, "Well, that's my job. That's what I do. You know, I take these radios and I learn all the things I need to learn technically from them, so I can write about them and blog about them and write manuals for them and things like that. Answer people's questions, customer questions about them, things like that. So all these radios are active, and that's what I do. But I also produce a lot of videos. And we had a couple we had a radio that came in recently that it's turned out to be a very, very popular radio, very popular mobile radio. And it's I had to create a couple of videos on it. I did a radio that was an introductory video. Excuse me. I did a couple of videos. An introductory video, just introducing the radio, sort of like an unboxing, but it wasn't like your typical unboxing. Those are old hat. And then I did another one showing how to do a certain thing with this radio, like basically turn it into a repeater. I'm not going to get technical on that, but that's what I did. And that's what Barnstar is referring to. Watch a couple of the videos that I do. I do a lot of tutorial videos for the company, and I do a lot of them here. Now, in the past, I've done them all from our studio. We have a studio at our office at Buy Two Way Radios. But during the pandemic, I've had to convert my studio into a studio for doing product videos and tutorials for that, because I can't go into the office to do it, so I'm doing it here. And it's actually worked out really well. It's actually worked out pretty well. And I'm still doing some things with the studio. But if you want to, you can go see it. If you go to buy2wayradios.com or go to the YouTube channel at Buy Two Way Radios, BUY, Two Way Radios, you can see some of the products that I've done. I did one last week that basically went viral. And when I say viral, you realize that Two Way Radios, this is a niche product. This is a niche product, particularly for people doing GMRS or ham radios, things like that. And this thing has had over 6,000 views in a week, less than a week. And a lot of likes, very, very popular video. It just kind of amazed us. It kind of amazed me just how well this video has performed. So my boss is happy, and that's the important thing, right? But this video has outperformed any of the other videos that I've done to date, pretty much. So I'm very pleased with how it turned out. So anyway, that's what Barnstar was talking about. He saw some of those videos, and that's what I do on my day job. Getting to my day job for just a moment, just for a quick thing, you know that I'm really big on weather radios. We talked about the weather before. Barnstar, you've got a storm coming up. Anybody who is worried about the weather, concerned about the weather, and I think that we all should be concerned about the weather, no matter where we are. It's important to have an emergency kit ready. Get an emergency kit ready. Go to ready.gov. It's a government website. And they tell you how to put together an emergency kit for various emergencies. Get an emergency weather kit ready. You never know when you're going to need one. We have one. We have an emergency kit downstairs in case of an emergency or disaster. We have one. Please get an emergency kit together. The third item on that emergency kit is a weather radio. Now, two-way radios are also on that list, about item 5 or 6 down. But the weather radios are very, very important to have. NOAA weather radios. You can listen to the NOAA weather channels for emergencies. And it's not just weather emergencies, but also anything else, and amber alerts, silver alerts, and things like that. Earthquake alerts, alerts for nuclear disasters, any of that kind of thing. But these weather radios will do, most of these weather radios will do that. Go get a weather radio. If you get one from buy2wayradios.com, well, that's the wrong one. Buy2wayradios.com. I've had too much wine. Buy2wayradios.com, buy a radio there, and you can use promo code WINESHOW. If you use promo code WINESHOW, WINESHOW, when you check out, you can save 5% off your order. And that's for everything, not just the weather radios, but anything there, radio-wise, including accessories. You can save 5% off your order. Now, for full disclosure, I work for Buy Two Way Radios. I am the product manager there. But I use a lot of the products. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I did use the promo code myself this week. I had to get a replacement. As you see here, I use what people would call the Men in Black kind of thing. This is a surveillance earpiece, and I use this for monitoring the audio for the show. It's very, very important. So that this is sometimes the first and only indication that I have if the video breaks on any of these channels here. If I'm on Facebook or YouTube or something like this, sometimes because I'm monitoring the audio and it's on like a 15-second delay on Facebook, I can hear it in the background. So as long as I hear myself talking, I know that I'm still online on Facebook and some of the other platforms. But if all of a sudden this thing goes dark, if all of a sudden I can't hear anything out of this earpiece, then I know that there's something wrong and I have to go take a look at it. So that's how I monitor the audio there, because I'm not wearing a big headset here, and so it's just this. I purchased this from Buy Two Way Radios. It's an SE110 LO-LO. It's a surveillance earpiece with a listen-only connector. And I have it with an adapter here down plugged into my computer so I can listen in. and it has an ear loop. I have an ear loop in there that I purchased, and I had to buy a second one because this one's getting a little bit, you know, for the 100th episode, I want to have all fresh stuff here. This one's getting a little bit ragged here, a little worn. So I want to get a second one in case this failed on me. I want to have a backup anyway. So I purchased another one online. I went online and bought 2-way radios, and I used Wine Show, and it works. That promo code works. I can attest to that because I've tested it myself. I used it myself. Yes. So you go there, it'll work. It'll work. So that's what I got here. Anyway, let's see. I missed something. Chat paused. Okay, bubble wrap. CM Cinder says bubble wrap. I know you like bubble wrap. We all like bubble wrap, right? Who doesn't? All right, so I think that's all. Pretty much all I got this week. That's all I got. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, it is on the list. It is on my notes. I forgot. I was going to show you this. Okay, you know that for the holidays, my wife gave me this bottle. You've seen this before. If you've watched this before, you've seen this before. This is a bottle of wine. This is a bottle of Encanto Chardonnay Pinot Grigio that I got as a gift. My wife gave it to me as a gift for the wine stream. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see this better. This is a very big bottle of wine, right? But I told you a story about a holiday season when my nephew, who is no longer with us, my good nephew Lester, who I miss very much, that he and I had kind of a drinking weekend where we opened a bottle of wine, and it took us a whole weekend to empty that bottle of wine when we were at my sister-in-law's house. I kept meaning to show this to you over the holidays. I brought it up here to show it to you because I had it downstairs all this time, but I kept forgetting to do this. I'm going to show it to you now. This is the bottle. This is a 3-liter bottle of Chianti. This is not the same Chianti that my nephew and I were drinking the weekend, but it is a very similar bottle. It was actually purchased from, I think, from the same place. We got this from the Sam's Club. But this is a bottle of Rosso. This is Puglio Rosso Chianti. It's a 3-liter bottle of wine. I am not going to open this and review this and drink this on the wine stream because if I open this bottle of wine, I'm going to have to finish it, and there is no way. I know you like this, okay? I know. You know what? I think the whole world would tune in just to watch me try to drink this bottle of wine. Yeah, I know. The whole world would tune in to watch me try to drink this bottle on a wine stream. Ain't happening. Okay, sorry. I am not that. I value my life. Okay, whatever you think, I think about my kidneys and my pancreas and my liver and my vital organs. I do value my life. Okay, so I'm not going to drink this bottle of wine by myself. It's really for show. But yeah, it is a real bona fide bottle of wine of Chianti. But I want to show that to you. It's pretty big, right? But yes, my nephew and I, during the course of a weekend, and my sister-in-law did have one glass, but this is the bottle of wine that I told you about before in a previous episode that my nephew Lester and I took the whole weekend to drink. And as you can see, this is why it took us the whole weekend to drink it, and we did drink it, and I don't think I'm going to try that again anytime too soon. Okay? Anyway, that's that's the big bottle of Chianti. And with that, I think we're going to close the stream tonight. But I do want to say thank you for being here tonight. Once again, what we've been drinking is we've been drinking the Andezon. This is a Domaine d'Andezon. It's a Cotes du Rhone. It's a French wine from France, of course, 2018, 14.5% alcohol by volume. And I still can't pick out exactly what that taste was that I was tasting in this wine, to be honest. But This is a pretty good wine. I'll tell you what, it goes black cherry, blackberry mostly, raspberry, and it had some licorice in it. And it was very smoky. It was leathery. It was smoky, very, very earthy wine. The finish was very interesting. There's a fair amount of tannin in it. And so there's a lot of tannin in it, in this wine. And as it's opened up now, there might be more. And there are a couple of other flavors here that I can't really pick out too much. But I did get the licorice in this wine. I like licorice, by the way. It went well with it went very well with the smoked barbecue. We had the smoked, this was from the Q Shack, I had the smoked beef brisket, had the smoked beef sausage. It actually went pretty well with the turkey pepperoni. It wasn't too bad, although that's a little on the spicy side for this, but it was not bad with that. The cheddar and the Trader Joe's went well with. The brie, not so much. As a matter of fact, I did not like it with the brie at all. Not a good choice for this wine. Just personally speaking. And once again, I'm not a sommelier. I'm just an every man who likes to drink wine, just like 99.999% of everybody else out there. But I can tell you what I don't like and what I do like. And what I don't like is this paired with the brie that I had. So I'll just go with that. You might like it, but I didn't, and chances are you probably won't like it either. But what do I know? Everyone's taste is different. Everyone has their own unique taste. So don't necessarily go by what I say. Proper Barnstar says, thanks for another fun stream, Rick and the gang. Can't wait for the big 100 next week. Yes, as a reminder, our 100th episode is next week. We're going to have some giveaways. I'm going to give away a few prizes. I'm going to open up another bottle of wine. And what a wine this may be. I actually have the Grayson Vineyards wine picked out, but I might actually, for the 100th episode, I might spring a little bit more and maybe get a wine that maybe is a little on the upper end. I'm thinking about that now. It just crossed my mind just now, as a matter of fact. So I might spring for a little bit more of a pricier bottle of wine and just maybe do a comparison to see if a more expensive wine is actually worth it or not. I don't know. But this is the wine that we're drinking tonight, or over here, drinking tonight. And I like this wine. It's a pretty good wine. My final review on it, I think you should try it. It's an Andezon. It is a Syrah. I don't know if it's 100% Syrah, but from my friends at Wine Store, apparently that's the case. 100% Syrah, I think. So it doesn't say on the bottle. It doesn't. But that's my final review on the wine. So, having said that, please be here next week for the 100th episode. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do a little montage of some of the, you're going to get to see the very first or a little piece of the very first episode that we did. It should be interesting. See the origins, because we did start ugly. I'm going to give away a few items, and we're just going to have a good time. We're just going to do a little reminiscing, and I'm going to show you a little montage of the 100 bottles of wine that we've tried over the last 100 episodes. So this should be a good time, should be had by all. Anyway, in the meantime, I want to thank everybody who's been with me on the chat. I want to thank, let's see, who is here? Nihil0135, and Beast on Gaming, Proper Barnstar, CM Cinder. Who else? Dave the Gingerbread Killer. You've been a bad boy there tonight. I had to mod you there. That's as far as I'm going with that. Brew243, thanks for being here. And who else was here tonight? I want to thank my good friend Ed Anthony, for being here tonight. Rhonda, thank you. It is a pleasure to have you here, and an honor too, my good friend Rhonda. David, my good friend David, thank you for being here tonight. Please join us here next week. In the meantime, and everybody else who watched here, who probably really wasn't Pete, of course, Pete, who was shadowing here and watching, and Ed, if you're watching still, thank you for being around. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and this show would not really be a show without you, because you are a part of this show. So I mean that sincerely. I do. Please do not drink and drive. Okay, I say that everyone. I know you guys are good. I know you guys are all good, and you don't do that sort of thing. I know, but this is just. I just reiterate it. Please don't drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, wherever you are. Drink responsibly. Drink safely. Don't overdo it. Please call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab if you need to, call a friend or whatever. Just stay put. Don't drink and drive. Okay? We've lost too many good people from drunk driving and drunk drivers. Please don't do that. Please don't text and drive. You know how I feel about that. Because I want you to have a great week, but most of all, I want you to have a safe week. Stay safe. So you can all join me here next week on the 100th episode of Drink with Rick. And we can all get together on the Saturday Night Wine Stream and drink with Rick. Good night.